Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I'm back. That's right, I'm back. And I'm going to come here with a couple new wonderful videos for you this week. First, being how to handle a dog that gets a little bored. No, not really. So a few fun facts is we're going to go over how to handle joining a new guild for dragonflight, at least in this video. The next video is going to be something like top 5 reasons you should return because dragonflight is looking better than Shadowlands. But if you are looking for a new guild for dragonflight and you're like, I'm going to wait until dragonflight to find them, don't. That's right, don't. And just find them now. Because if you wait to find a guild, then by the time you wait for dragonflight, people who have left are going to be back. So, for example, let's say that you are looking to join a guild as a DPS, right? You're looking to join a guild as a Windwalker monk. Let's say I'm looking to join a new guild. Well, if I wait until dragonflight, I'll probably join the mid-progression, be expected to know some of the fights, be expected to go into some of these dungeons with these people. And I don't know what these people are like. Maybe Jimmy doesn't interrupt. Maybe people know that about Jimmy, so nobody really expects him to interrupt. Maybe Todd the tank, just likes to run in constantly, so you want to make sure you have all your stuff up, Maybe it's something like that. Maybe it's little quirks and intricacies of working with a group that you kind of need time to learn. But the main reason to look for a guild now is because returning players. That's right. There's going to be returning players. In fact, that's one reason. If you ever watch Drama Friday, you'll see it's like, I joined this guild at the beginning of the expansion, and all of a sudden, I lose a spot mid-tier because one of their buddies returned. That's right. So you want to go in, specifically right now, especially Season 4. Season 4 is meant to try and find a new raid team. And they'll be like, we really need a raider. We need a tank. We need a tank, right? So, you go in, you join his tank. And then, during Dragonflight, you might think, they could just say that their tank buddy's back. And it's true. They can. But if you put in the time, you will also likely be getting the reputation as a good tank. Also, off-specs exist. Please, for the love of God, learn one of your off-specs. I know you can't do that if you're a mage, a rogue, a warlock, or a hunter. But, you kind of can as a hunter, because you can swap into melee or range. But if you are something like a monk, learn a healing spec. Right, this expansion, that's been my thing. Last expansion, it was more tanky, right, because I was tanking so much. This expansion, it's more healing. I don't think I've had to tank during Shadowlands at all, thank God. But, you always want to learn an off-spec. You always want to go for that guild. And worst case, if you get replaced, and if you do end up having to find a guild at the beginning of Dragonflight, you can use your raid times with the guild you're in now as a kind of boost via logs. You might go into Dragonflight, be like, okay, I raided 2 weeks with this team, and now they're kind of replacing me, and be like, hey, you're not going to be there for Mythic Progression. You can still stay for Heroic Nights and farm. No, you take the logs that you have and you apply to other guilds. Right, you do that. That's going to be the main thing that keeps people from finding raid teams, from finding guilds. There's a thing, Preach Gaming. He did a whole Preach style guild application process, which I've used multiple times, and I've gotten accepted. My dog sees a cat, and he is very upset because he's currently in jail for trying to eat one of them. But that's how you go, man. That's kind of how it works. It's kind of how it has to work. You can't please everybody. And that's a really shitty realization that you can't please everyone. And when you go into this new guild, you can't expect it to be sunshine and rainbows. You need to have that off spec ready. You need to remember, like, hey, I might just move on to a new guild. And I know there are a lot of people like, I like the guild that I'm with. Yeah, they're shit. Yeah, we don't kill any more than like 1 or 2 bosses a week, even though we completely outgear the raid. But I like them. They're fun. Cool. You can add them to Real ID. That's what I did with the bananas. I sometimes join the bananas in a raid. If I want to, if I'm bored, if I need to, get some like normal kills or something. But I'm not going to do it if I don't feel like it. I have a raid team. I have a very good raid team. I mean, we do have our issues. We do have our issues. Some people try to over-explain a fight and make the fight seem more complicated, I want to say, than it actually is. But it's fine. We work through it. We're adults, surprisingly. We end up like getting really, really dumb kills. Really dumb kills that we just shouldn't get. There are some kills that we should not be able to do. So, all in all, when you find that new guild, have logs, have an off spec. I would suggest, since we're going into dragonflight, not playing a hunter. That's right, don't play hunter. Unless you are like so overly skilled at being a hunter and nothing else touches it, because right now hunters aren't looking to be bringing much in terms of raid utility or anything. It's like, yeah, it's an immunity and you're ranged, but mages have like 2 immunities plus cauterize. So I'm just looking at next expansion. I want as many people to be able to be happy and find a guild and raid and do Mythic Plus dungeons as possible, right? I want you guys to be able to enjoy the game, because right now Dragonflight's looking like it's setting up pretty nice. Now, am I looking for a new raid team? Am I looking for a new guild? No, but I might change my DK to Blood Elf. I might change my DK to Blood Elf simply because it looks mint with all of the transmog options. I have no reason to not have him as a Blood Elf. Kind of the same with my Paladin. There's no real reason to have him not a Blood Elf. But the human utility. The human utility is nice. It is. It's not no shadow meld or whatever. All the night elves are like, oh, I dropped combat because shadow meld, lol. But yeah, it's just something, It's fine. But that would be my suggestion. I might end up looking for a guild on one of my characters. I do know that if my buddy gets that computer behind me up into tip-top shape to where he can play WoW, we will indeed be making a raid team with him as a tank. At least I think. He recently tanked a dungeon for me, and I think he has to relearn the game. I truly, truly do. He needs to relearn the game. But with all of that being said, I will happily sign off. This doesn't need to be a super long video. I'm just telling you guys how to get into guilds. What to do. Really quick also, before the pre-patch hits, sell. Any items that you have for crafting, any materials, sell them. They're not going to be useful. The one runes, the augment runes, stop working at 61, I guess, which blows hardcore. The tomes will be completely needless because you can just swap your tomes anywhere, which is personally a freaking godsend for me. I like that. I like being able to swap your talents wherever you go. I like that idea. Some people don't. Those people are wrong. I love it because it's right and it's correct. You just want to sell all that stuff, get rid of all your extra gear. The pre-patch is going to be coming out, so I'm going to look into a few things about that. We should be getting more pre-patch stuff on the PTR this week, so keep an eye out for that. But anyways, like I said, I am off. There's nothing more that is randomly popping into my head other than not doing a one-chip challenge.